Let's do House of the Dragon.
Let's talk about House of the Dragon Season 2, Episode 5. So we'll give our spoiler warning before spoilers, but before we do that, we'll give our scores and overall thoughts. I'll go first on this one. So this one, I definitely thought was the weakest episode of the season so far, but I still thought it was a very enjoyable episode. It's kind of winding down after the craziness of the last episode. There's a lot of politics and planning and a lot of good character acting in those scenes. And I also liked how in this episode they were like paralleling characters on opposite sides and seeing how they're like having the same issues. I love seeing that. I gave this one, I was between a 7 or an 8. I think I'm still going to give it an 8 just because I do like all the politics stuff and there was some really good acting scenes in this episode as well. So I gave it an 8.
Yeah, I agree. I don't remember the last time we've disagreed on a score. Maybe one of the Acolyte ones, I guess. But I would say 8 out of 10. Definitely a down episode. Definitely probably the weakest one, but that doesn't mean it was bad.
Yeah.
I mean, there wasn't as much intensity in this episode. Even the first 2 episodes, had those ending scenes. Like this one was more politics, which again, I was still into it. I still don't know how I feel about the Daemon stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't hate it. I just don't know how I feel about it. Yeah, but there are some moving pieces, like with Rhaenyra's son. I thought I liked that whole little side plot. I thought it was interesting. But yeah, 8 out of 10. I still think it looks great. The acting's amazing. Dialogue's great. Setting up pieces. Yeah, this is how you do a slower episode, Acolyte.
Definitely. All right, well, let's get into spoilers for House of the Dragon Season 2, Episode 5. Go watch it. It's a great episode.
Yes, shoot, great season. Yeah, I liked so like with Rhaenyra. Am I saying that right?
Rhaenyra or Rhaenys?
Rhaenyra, sorry, Rhaenyra, the queen. Yeah, Rhaenyra. I sang Rhaenyra. Yep, the main queen. Yeah, or main queen if you're on that side.
Yeah, debatable. Yeah.
Well, I like her storyline, and I totally get it. She's just mad. Like she's mad because they're not letting her do anything, and she's like, so what, I'm supposed to watch everyone else die and me not do anything?
Yeah, and I feel like they paralleled her to 2 people in this. They're kind of paralleling her to how Aegon felt, because he was complaining about not being able to do anything and just being like this figurehead. And then we also had some scenes with Alicent where they're treating her like a woman. Oh, a woman can't rule during these war times. And I really liked that scene after they said no to her and made Aemond the King Regent, where the camera stuck on her and you could hear them talking in the background, and then the noise just built as you could see her getting more and more rage building. Great audio direction for that scene. I thought that was really cool.
That was a great scene.
And Rhaenyra's feeling kind of that same way, where they're treating her like a woman, they're talking past her, they're not taking her as seriously.
And even with Alicent, it's like she did rule while her father was sick.
It's true.
Like, and she says that. She's like, you belong out in the war. I belong here.
That makes sense. He's a dragon rider. He has the biggest dragon.
Yeah. And my lord, dude, Aemon. Oh, God. That actor does a great job.
Such a good job. He is such a smug looking prick.
I cannot stand him, dude. I cannot stand it, but he does it so good.
Yep. In some ways, he's even more reasonable than like Aegon. He's like, as soon as he becomes King Regent, he's like, and cut down those stupid rat catchers. Like, he knows that's dumb.
Yeah.
But in other parts, he's just like, he's so smug, he's so arrogant, and I feel like he's like Daemon, where you just don't know what he's going to do next, and it's not going to be as rash as what Aegon's doing. He's going to put thought into it to make it hurt.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Aegon, I think Aegon's just
emotional.
Like I said, I don't think he's fit to be a king, but I think he's a better person. He's just not fit to be king.
Yeah.
And he's letting his emotional. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, emotional.
Which, I mean, it's understandable too. Whereas that his kid just died, he's not able to do anything. Yeah. They set it up really well.
Shoot, he's like one of the few people in the show that like act like I feel like people would act. Maybe not going as far as like killing all rat catchers and stuff, but you know what I mean. Like,
yeah,
like that give a darn. You know, like yeah, I agree. Like the parallels of it all. It was all great scenes, and it wasn't necessarily like we mentioned before, like no action, not even necessarily like intensity or anything. It's just good old fashioned dialogue setup.
Yep. This episode did focus a lot on Daemon, and I felt like those did tend to drag a little bit. It kind of brought it down for me. There were some interesting things, like that scene where he's talking to, it's the Brackens and the Blackwoods, and they go up to the Brackens,
Yes, yeah.
and he's on his dragon, and the Bracken's like, no, I'm not doing it. I choose fire. I totally thought he was going to get burned to death. Like, as it zoomed out and it showed the dragon, I'm like, uh-oh. But yeah, that was a brave move by him. That was a good scene.
I don't know, with Daemon's subplot, I don't know how I feel about it, because I don't know if I like the whole dreamy feel of it, like what's real, what's not. It just feels so disconnected.
It does.
And not in a good way. Like, I don't even know what they're building up to. Like, I don't like not knowing what's like actually going on, and like, I don't know. It's just not my favorite style, I guess, of writing. I mean, it's not bad or anything. It's just not my favorite style, I guess.
I agree, and I cannot get a read on that Alice lady. Like, what?
Dude, I can't either.
She's like witchy. She's like, I don't know. I don't get the point of her. I mean, maybe eventually it'll make sense, and coming back to this, it'll be like cool to see some of this stuff. But right now, I'm like, I don't really care.
And I have to bring it up. Like, what was up with that sex scene? That was kind of weird, wasn't it?
That was really weird.
What was the point of that?
One, it's a dream, and then two, you find out it's his mother in the dream. And is Alice playing a part in that, or is it the wood that the bed's made on, like she said? Yeah, I don't.
Why would they be making him think that? Like,
I don't know.
I know he has mom issues. Like, he never met his mom or something. That was just weird to me. That was weird. So weird. It's like, what the heck is going on, man? Oh, this place. But yeah, definitely my least favorite part of the season. And it sucks because Daemon's actually my favorite character. And maybe that's why I don't like the scenes as much, is because he can't really be himself. Like in season 1, he's always scheming, or you don't know what he's going to do next, or he's always in the shadows, while his brother was ruling. But in this season, it's just him at a castle trying to rebuild it, like chasing ghosts.
Yeah, that is what it feels like for sure.
It sucks because he used to be one of my favorite characters. Now his storyline's like my least favorite.
Yeah, and they're setting him up to try and be the actual king and kind of betray Rhaenyra. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Like,
I mean,
who's going to buy that?
It makes sense for his character. Yeah, but I don't know.
It does.
It doesn't seem like a well thought out scheme.
Technically, I mean, I guess this is the whole point of the show, debating. He wouldn't even be the rightful heir. Right? Yeah. It would be the king's son. I don't get it. I get, like, you're right. It's like, it makes sense for his character, but like, he is not a viable, like, I'm not sitting here watching the show like, oh, you know what? Daemon could actually be the king. I'm not sitting here thinking that.
Yeah, even that guy at Harrenhal, what was it? I think it's Strong. Damon's like trying to get him to call him king, and at one point he's just like, "What would you call me?" He's like, "King, Regent." It's like such a dramatic pause, but that was a good line. I liked it. Just like, yeah, you are the King Regent, Sir Simon Strong.
I liked it, and even the way it ended, I kind of liked. I liked, what's his name, Prince Jacaerys, Rhaenyra's son.
Jace, yeah, Jacaerys
Jace, yeah. I like him. I really do like him as a character. He's in the last couple episodes, he's grown on me. Yeah,
I feel like this episode was his episode to shine, and in both him and Baela, his wife, like, both had really good scenes. They got stuff done. Like, so Jace got the twins to allow passing. That was a good scene, and I definitely did not trust something horrible not to happen there because of the Red Wedding.
Yeah, seriously.
And then Baela got, like, her grandpa to be Hand of the King and had a really good line where he was trying to give...
That was a good scene.
Yeah, he was, like, trying to give her inheritance, and she's like, "I'm fire and blood. This should pass to someone with sea and salt." That was a very good line. So, yeah, I felt like they really shined in this episode.
Doesn't the actor reminds me of Timothy Chalamet. Chalamet, says his name? The Dune guy?
Yeah.
Picture playing him.
He does look like him.
But, like, I kind of like the whole, like, I don't know, I feel like... the mother-daughter thing, I think they play it off good, and even him, he's like, I don't know, his character. I like when they're talking, he's like, "Whoa, maybe they don't need to be Targaryen." He's kind of smiling, true. Like almost like joking around, kind of. And she was like, they have a good relationship. I feel like.
I kind of felt like he was subtly saying that he knows he's not fully Targaryen. Because he's part Strong, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a sly, like, we both know. Come on.
Yeah, like, I don't know, that was, so the way it ended, like, oh, there has to be some, like, something in these books over here, scrolls over here. So I'm like, okay.
He also came up with that plan, to get more dragon riders, which is really, I feel like that's going to be a big part of coming up.
Yeah, like, he hasn't screwed it up yet. I enjoyed it. This episode. I enjoy a lot of the smaller characters, like you said, like him and, the other girl's name.
Baela,
yes. They kind of did shine this episode, yeah.
There was one character whose acting this episode was super good, and it was Corlys, Rhaenys's husband. Like when he's like looking out over the ocean and Bela comes up and he's crying because Rhaenys died. Like that was so well acted. I really felt his
he's like,
heartbreak.
this kingdom used to be vibrant and now it's empty.
And he was wishing just to sail out into the unknown. And yeah, that was a really good scene.
I mean, he's losing everyone. He's lost everyone.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's right. His son.
I mean, I guess not his grandchildren, but
they think his son is dead, but we know he just went away. And now his wife.
And then his daughter, right?
Oh, yeah, and his daughter, yeah.
Because isn't his daughter the one that Daemon married, or am I getting it twisted?
No, yeah, you're right. That's Bela's mother, yep.
And she died. So, like, he's lost daughter, he thinks his son's dead, his wife is dead.
Yeah, I feel really bad. And that actor did such a good job in showing those emotions.
He should be the Hand. I think he'll make a good Hand.
I agree. I think he'll make a great Hand. Him, and then the advisor to Rhaenyra now, is it Mysaria? Like, Mysaria and Corlys, that's a strong backbone of a kingdom. Like, I feel like they both are really good advisors and have a lot of stuff to bring, so I'm excited to see that.
Oh, yeah. I am, too. And what episode is this again?
5.
Okay. So we still have, 3 more episodes?
3 more, yep.
Okay. So 3 more episodes. Okay, cool. So we still got some time. Sweet.
I'm very interested to see what the next big episode was, because I feel like episode 4 felt like an almost ending to a season. So it'll be interesting to see if they have another big set piece battle thing or what's gonna go on with that. But
something. Yeah, I'm curious.
That's all I had on this one too. Great episode, great show.
Great episode. Wind down episode, but a great wind down episode.
Yep.